where I do my best sleuth work since about probably, I don't know, 40 or 50 years ago. I was a young reporter and I really liked my job, and so I'm trying my best to update everybody on this Nancy Guthrie stuff. This is my young helper here who's crawled up in my lap, and he's so pretty, and he's trying to help me figure this thing out. And there is new information. I just wanted to share it with you guys about this Nancy Guthrie case. Everybody who has not been following this case, all will remember or must know that she was taken out of her home on February the 1st. And because the whole world who is following this case, look, we've come to love the lady. We want to know what happened to her, and we want to know who did it. If anybody outside of her family did it, then we would really like to know who did it and see that justice is done. In the last few days, we've all I'm watching the law enforcement people and the people um, with the television media who are trying to inform us of what is happening with this case. And I remember I did a video a few days ago that said there was no news. No news was good news, and it looked like that there's still no news. And there are people out there that believe that she may very well be alive. And I'm the first person that said if she was down in Mexico at the ranchero, maybe having in there showing them how to build tacos or something. I have no earthly idea, and I don't mean to be funny, although you have to, you have to relax a little when you're so obsessed with this. And I can't imagine how this horrifying story is affecting Savannah and the rest of the family. You remember and you think about it, she had grandchildren, and those grandchildren, I'm sure, totally adored her as she did them. And so there's a lot of pain and heartbreak and moving right along required for these people to handle this. So it's not easy. And so once in a while, we do try to find a little light spot when we are dealing with something like this. Now, I do want to say that the story is hanging in there that she was abducted and kidnapped and taken out of her home. The biggest news event to me was that a few days ago, I think it's 5 days ago now, there was a tip given to a volunteer search group that she was buried down there across the border in Mexico in a like a killing field or a dumping ground for people that had died or been killed or something. I can't think of anything more horrible. One of my friends said that woman seemed like such a nice woman. She would never have left there compliantly, or she would never have left there on her own. As far as I will say, and this is my hunch, and so many of you, hello everybody. I see everybody shipping their thoughts in, and how wonderful this is. I've got to make sure these comments and hellos. I just appreciate you guys so much. I'm trying to really get this going, and I'm not as young as I used to be. I don't think my brain is the computer it used to be. So I'm doing all I can to try to get this the right format and try to get it going, and I will succeed. I will never, I'm not one to give up on nothing. So I will succeed on this for sure. And I have friends that are in nursing homes and stuff, and they are just having a fit for me to get on here and report up. So the news right now is that there was a search group across the border in Mexico that had gotten a tip that she was buried down there. Now they've gone into this killing field. Obviously, they have not found her, but they said they had additional information that was part of this big tip they had. Wonder what that information is. Then we go back and we find out that young silver-haired Brian Anton had gone through the financial transactions of Nancy's, and for the life of me, I cannot figure out why any and all investigators looking at this case did not find the financial transactions having to do with very large sums of money just a week or so before she died. It was all about the money, just like I've said from the very beginning. Now, what about the money was it? That's what we've got to figure out, and that's what will be coming in the next podcast, because I'm sure that they are very close to figuring out this story. It seems so chaotic. It just seems just unreal that somebody would do something like this to their own mother. I can't even begin to understand how things like this can happen. And I know from the get-go that Nancy did seem like she was just this wonderful person who wouldn't hurt a flea, just like me. I got my cats. This one right here, his mama don't do him right, and she's kind of left him, and so I have to feed him and his little brother there a bottle of goat milk every day, so they think I'm their mama, I guess, and so that goes on too. Now, I do think, when I think back on this really bizarre case with this wonderful woman, Nancy Guthrie, I think it can't get any more crazy. It can't get any crazier. This case is crazy. And it just blows my mind that the FBI, the Pima County Sheriff's Department can't get an arrest going of somebody. It does seem like a case that was done by intellectual people. It's very possible that she was being scammed out of a large amount of money, and it's very possible that it might have been a family hoax or something. And we go totally back to what I said in the very first. Maybe it was all her idea, so there won't ever be an arrest in this. Maybe she and those middle kids of hers, Annie and that husband, Tomasito, or whatever his name is, maybe it was something they all got together and said, here's how we'll get hold of y'all a bunch of money. Maybe they were investing in property down on the coast of Mexico. You know, it is quite beautiful down there, and maybe that was something that she thought they could buy and sell real fast and get a hold of some money that Annie and Thomas, or Thomas, the bottom line is they were teachers, and it seems like probably neither one of them just made a killing, which is why he started a band, and that flopped also. So maybe you've got people that live in this big fine house and can't pay their light bill. This nation is doing better under our beloved President Trump, but however, people are still having a real hard time. I'm retired. I am working on my YouTube channel. This channel is for retired people, okay? And I have some other stuff coming up, and it's going to be for retired people, and you people are going to love it. I'm going to do a channel for retired people on how to survive retirement. How do you make great money and just have money rolling in like great guns, and then you retire and you're living on what we call a fixed income, horror stories, okay? That I've got some tricks to survive, and that's going to be a channel, and I'm going to get on in the morning with a little reel going on Instagram, and we have a lot to learn, and if you people can figure this thing out, let me know. And I believe it might go back to what I said all along. She might have said no, she couldn't loan them any money, but then she might have said, or they are intellectuals, but they don't act like they have any common sense. They might have said, well, let's figure out how we can get our hands on a bunch of money right fast. And it could have been that they all got together, decided what they were going to do. Could have been selling something, could have been getting money from a company. It doesn't seem like the company was legitimate from what I'm hearing on the internet, which we all know everything on the internet is true, right? And so this is a very confusing case. They still really don't have a suspect. They haven't made an arrest. You have to wonder how close they are to an arrest, and I think they're very close. If they ever make one, I think they're all going to come in and say, this was Nancy's idea. It's all too sad. And maybe they were there and they all kept toting stuff in and out of the house that had to do with the Mexican connection. You know what? The only thing I know right now is I don't know. I don't think any of us know what's going on. I'm so glad to see you people on here. Look, I love you people. I've been very busy. My beautiful Persian cat, Frizzy, has gone in my bedroom, which she loves and thinks it's her room, and she gave me 5 little bitty grandbabies night before last. 5, and I am delighted and horrified at the same time. And she kept trying to move them around under the sock stand and around here. So I've got them in a kennel there, and I will post a photo when I get back on. I'll talk to you people in a day or two. Tomorrow I'll be on Instagram, and I'm talking about poetry on this YouTube channel. Right now it's Wednesday. Let's talk about the poetry on Friday, okay? And I, myself, being old but still loving to teach, I'm going to teach you folks how to write a best-selling American collection of poetry. And I can do that. And I will definitely see you people on Friday with the fabulous poetry video, which will also be available on Instagram with something like a PDF with it that you can have and study over while you're drinking your coffee and say, I got this for Peggy Mercer, writing for love or maybe money. And she's kind of long-winded and gotten off the beaten course here. So she's talking about Nancy Guthrie tonight. We're still praying for her. We're still praying for her to be able to safely return to her home. Will that happen? Only God knows. See you later. Okay, let me pick my glasses up right here. This is wonderful that you people have gotten on here, and I know I'm going overtime. Hello, Arizona. I love those omelets. Aren't they wonderful? Hello, Sarah. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you all. Good morning. Thank you all so much. Um, Thank you.